Alright guys, here is video number 2. This one is about translating verbal expressions. Gotta get my video going the right way. Hopefully the static is reduced a little bit, but there's something loud blowing in here, so it's making it kind of hard. So a lot of times in algebra you have to write words as math. And that's called translating verbal expressions to algebraic language. So that's the title of your notes. We're going to make a huge list of all the vocab words you could possibly encounter, and then we're going to talk about them. The first ones are the addition and subtraction words. The addition words are sum, more than, increased by, and plus. Subtraction words are difference, less than, decreased by, and minus. Now, there's actually another one, subtracted from. These two are a little bit tricky, and I'm going to tell you why in a little while, but put a little star next to less than and subtracted from, because they're a little bit different than all the others. Then the division words are quotient, divided by, and half of. Multiplication words are product, times, and of. Now, of shows up in both of these, and the reason is when you take half of something, for instance, 10 divided by 2, that's taking half of it, that's the same as saying 10 times 1/2. So usually when we say of, we mean to multiply, unless you're taking like half of something, and then you could divide. But you get the same exact answer whether you divide or you multiply. And then the last two sections, exponent words are squared, that's to the second power, cubed to the third power. To the power of means like 3 to the power of n would be 3 to the nth power. These are really important, the parentheses words. Those are the ones that get people. So let's try an example on the next page. Let's bring this back up. Half of n. So that's exactly what we just talked about. There's two correct ways you could write this. You could write n divided by 2, or you could say half of, meaning multiply, n. These two things are exactly the same. Either one is correct. 70 divided by 7. Now all of you are going to be like, 10, I know that. But the problem is that's not the question. The question is to write it in algebraic language. So we would write 70 divided by 7, or 70 divided by 7. Next up we have 10 less than 13. Now remember we put a little star next to less than. The reason is, in most cases with words, you go from left to right, you write the number, you write the symbol, you write the other number, everybody's happy. The problem is with the word less than, things get reversed. So you should know that 10 less than 13 equals 3. But if you had to write that expression in algebraic language, you would write 13 minus 10. So the way I like to think of it is that less than goes last. Whatever number is less than, you're going to put it last. So let's pretend this said 5 less than x. You would write x minus 5. Really tricky, gotta study it, gotta know it. 19 decreased by 7. Now that's a minus word again, but this time we go in order. So it's 19 minus 7. There's some more examples. For instance, 3 times the sum of x and 7. Now, you remember, under your parentheses words, the sum of was a parentheses word. That means whatever you're taking the sum of needs to go in parentheses. And 3 times that gets written out in front. 3 times the sum of x and 7. How about 5 subtracted from x? This is just like less than. Subtracted from has to get written the other way. So you would write x minus 5. You're going to have a whole bunch of practice with these. This is probably the shortest video I've ever made, but it would have taken a really long time to stand up in front of the class and write down all of these words. So hopefully you paused the video, got them all in your notes, tried a few examples, and now you're ready to proceed with some practice. Okay, I hope so.